Okay, welcome back, my friends. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to throw up the answer key. It's over here on the left-hand side of your screen because I want to make sure that you finished up your journal entries correctly. Pause the video if you need to make sure, and then you can go ahead and move on into the next part of the video. Okay, so the next part of the video is I'm going to go back to my very first original general journal entry, and I'm going to teach you what's different about posting accounts receivable in this new chapter. I'm not going to post cash and capital. You've been doing that. So accounts receivable, here's what I do. I go and I find accounts receivable in my ledger and I post it just like I normally happen, which I have done right here. Okay, nothing about that posting changes. Absolutely nothing whatsoever changes right here. Here's what does change though. Oh, and I got to take that 12 because that's the account number. Okay, here's what does change though. I then have to post it very specifically in my accounts receivable subsidiary ledger. So I go over here of B Durant. I have to go find my Durant, and the date on that is, what journal entry am I posting? The 3rd, accounts receivable. So my date is the 3rd. GJ1, oops, GJ2, and it is a credit of $700. So now the balance in my account is $950. Okay. I then go back to my general journal and my posting reference is you're going to love this, a check mark. I use a square root sign because that's the closest thing that we have in Excel. So I just posted that 2 places. I posted it in accounts receivable and I posted it in B Durant. Okay, so now your job is to hit pause on this video and go through and post all of this, post every single bit of this out into the ledgers. Okay, and now I'm going to slowly scroll through the answer key so that after you've done all your postings, you can double check. You can double check your postings against mine, so then you can kind of see if that was working well. Okay. So here is what all of this should look like. Please hit pause at any time that you need to pause. Okay, once all of that is done, I have one last item that I need to go and do. I have to do what is called a schedule of accounts receivable, and here's how I do this. I pull up all of my completed accounts receivable subsidiary ledgers. Remember, there's one for each customer. And I go through and I list out their names and their balances. So, B Durant, 250. Ron Lanham, 3,355. Okay. I then add those all up, so I get a total right down here. I then pull up my accounts receivable subsidiary ledger of 5,155, and I compare it to my schedule of accounts receivable, and ta-da, I'm magic, I match. And guess what? I have to. If not, I have done something wrong. So we use the accounts receivable. This is called a master control account. We post all transactions for all customers into that. And then we go through and post them out to the individual customers. And then we do the schedule of accounts receivable. And if those numbers match, we're pretty well probably on track. And that is super awesome. So that is what we do with that. And that is this chapter. So as a quick reboot, you have new accounts. You have cost of goods sold, merchandise inventory, and you also put the customer's name after the accounts receivable. You have sales discounts that is new, and you have sales returns and allowances that is all new that you have not done before. And then there's a different way of posting. When you have accounts receivable and a name, You have to do the account number, go out and do it into the master control account, and you have to do it into the subsidiary ledger. Once all of that's done, you do a schedule of accounts receivable. That is 95% of this chapter. There's some with sales tax that I'm going to let you kind of think through to see what happens there and see what you do with that, because I think you're awesome. And I look forward to answering any questions you may have and hope you have a great day.